Yes, guys, it's Big Yems. I hope you guys are good. It's GMT World MMA here. Obviously, we got UFC 316 coming up. So I'm going to give you guys my predictions and breakdowns as usual. As you guys know, we have Sean O'Malley and Marab Divich-Wali headlining UFC 316. And we also have Kayla Harrison and Juliana Pena as the co-main event. So should be a decent night, man. But yeah, let's get into it. As you guys know, sometimes I won't do the prelims, the early prelims, but today I'm actually gonna go from the early prelims all the way to the main card. I don't know all the fighters, so forgive me, guys. We're gonna start with Quillian Sekild versus Yanal Ash, bro, I don't know that guy, so I'm gonna leave that one. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The next one, I don't know either fighter. I'm gonna skip that one. It's Jekka Saru. I don't know how to say your name, bro. We move on to the last fight on the early prelims, which is Ariane Da Silva versus Wang Kong. I've seen Wang Kong fight once before. It's mad because I was leaning more to Ariana Da Silva, but I'm going to go Wang Kong and I'm going to say she gets it done by a decision. We move on to the prelims. We have, hey, what a name. I know I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it's spelled as chaos. Maybe it is. Chaos Williams versus Uros Medic. You know what? Yeah, I don't know either fighter, but Medic, he's from Serbia and he looks like he might be a bit of a, loose screw. So I'm gonna go with Medic. We move on to a heavyweight bout, which is Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I'm gonna go Sergey Spivak. I'm gonna go with a decision. I don't know who his opponent is, so I'm gonna go with Sergey to get the job done by decision. We move on to a light heavyweight bout, which is Johnny Walker versus Azmat Mirzakhanov. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Yeah, I can never pick Johnny Walker to win a fight ever again. I've picked him to win too many times, and it's because I actually like him. But Johnny Walker, man, nah, you're just a goofy guy, man. Like, and you do stupid stuff in fights, man. I'll be honest. So, and I don't think you've really got a chin. So I'm gonna go with Azmat, and I'm gonna say Azmat gets it done by KO, man. Maybe second round. I'm gonna go KO. I just don't trust Johnny Walker's chin, man. I've seen enough now. And like I said, guys, I've picked him to win too many times and never again. I'm sorry, Johnny. We move on to the last fight on the prelims, which is Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. I'm sure I watched Joshua Van's last fight. Let's even have a look who it was against. March 9th. When was the Hugh Bank and thingy fight? When was that? No, that was April, so it wasn't you. But yeah, I've seen Joshua Van. I can't remember what card it was on. I've seen him fight before. I'm gonna go with Joshua Van. I'm gonna say he gets it done by decision. I don't know much about his opponent. Obviously, he's a flyweight. He's ranked number 12. If Van wins this one, he moves up the rankings. So I'm going to go with Van to get it done by decision, guys. We move on to a welterweight bout, which is Vincent Luque versus Kevin Holland. I'm going to keep it real. I think Kevin Holland's going to do it for the brothers, them, for the YNs. You get me? I'm going to keep it real. Kevin Holland, you kind of need to come in this fight and make a statement, man. Like, I know you beat Gunnar Nelson not too long ago, but bro, I can't lie. Yeah, man, I want to see you get to finish this fight. I do think Kevin Holland wins this one. I think Vicente Luque is at the later stages of his career. I think Kevin Holland, just for the pure fact he's the more active fighter and he's younger and he's fought very good opponents. So I think all of that put into one, I do think Kevin Holland gets the job done. I think Kevin Holland hits harder than Luque as well. I think his hands are better than Luque's. And I think Vicente Luque is going to get touched up a bit. I'm not going to lie. Whether or not Holland gets the finish, I don't know. But I think he's going to get touched up. So I'm going to go with Kevin Holland by decision. We move on to Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. Obviously, Mario Bautista was scheduled to fight Chito Vera, but they changed that to Patchy Mix. How old is Patchy now, man? Okay, he's 31. He's still young. He's still young. Shit, he's still young. Fucking hell, I thought he was like... Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think this fight goes the distance. I haven't seen a lot of Patchy, but I know of him. Obviously, if you're in the MMA world, you should know of him, whether or not you've watched him. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When it comes to these Bellator guys, I haven't watched a lot of their fights. The fuck is that, bro? But yeah, when it comes to these Bellator guys, I haven't watched a lot of their fights because I'll be honest, like when I was growing up and when I did find out about the UFC, I never knew about Bellator. I never heard of these other organizations. I found out about Bellator maybe about 5, 6 years ago, man. And even so, I'm in the UK, yeah. Obviously now I got my link for the streaming, but before, when it came to Bellator, I couldn't find nowhere to watch it in the UK. So yeah, man, like, sorry Patchy, sorry to all you Bellator guys, but what I am gonna say, guys, what I will say, when these guys from Bellator cross over to the UFC or from these other organized MMA organizations, we tend to see that the levels of the UFC is here and every other organization is not necessarily at the bottom, but levels behind. And for that reason, I want to go with Mario Bautista. I haven't seen much of Mario. I saw him against Aldo. That was a fucking boring fight. He was just holding on, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that with Patchy Mix. I think Patchy Mix is actually going to give him a problem because Patchy Mix actually has quite a few submission wins in his career. And Patchy only has one loss. Let's see how many losses Batista has. Okay, he has 2 losses. The thing is, I want to go with Bautista just because of what history has kind of showed us with these guys that come up to the UFC. But then again, D. Ridder has done well so far. So, but I'm going to go with Patchy Mix, man. I can't lie to you guys. I do feel like Patchy is the tougher guy. I feel like Patchy... Let's see. Oh, okay. And Patchy's had more fights, so he has more experience. Yeah, man, I just think the experience and the way Patchy fights and his style of fighting, the way he mixes it up, I think I do see Patchy getting the job done here. Whether he will get us a finish or not, we will find out. I mean, he does have a high finishing rate, so it probably won't go the distance. So you know what? I'm going to pick Patchy Mix to win, man. And I'm going to go second round. Second round submission. Fuck it, man. I'm gonna go with a submission. I'm leaning more towards a TKO, but fuck it, we'll go submission. We move on to a middleweight bout, which is Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Kelvin Gastelum kind of needs to win this one because he is on the decline. I know of Joe Pyfer, but I haven't seen him fight before. I'll be honest, a lot of these guys, yeah, when I see that they're fighting, like when it's on a UFC fight night and whatnot, I just don't even watch it because you know a lot of these fight night events they put on are just shit, and they do it in the Apex and it's just shit. I can't lie to you guys. So, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Joe Pyfer, man. I can't lie to you guys. I just don't think Kelvin has what it takes anymore, if I'm completely honest. And he was never really the greatest guy. Like, I mean, I know he had a hard scrap with Adesanya, which is actually quite surprising with the two different styles. I would have thought, you know, Izzy would have been able to keep him at range and whatnot. But I just don't have any faith in Kelvin Gastelum, man. I can't lie to you guys. So I'm going to have to go with Joe Pyfer. And even Joe Pyfer, I don't like, yeah, you like. But yeah, we're going to go with Joe Pyfer by decision, man. We move on to the co-main event, which is a women's bantamweight title bout. And it is Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Ah, I'm over the moon. You want to know why I'm over the moon? Because finally, Juliana Pena, this stupid... Okay, what I'm about to say, guys. Listen, I love all women. I think women are very beautiful. I think they're one of the most beautiful creations that God has ever created on this earth. But Juliana Pena is a fucking bitch. She's a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kayla Harris. Oh, right. They're both representing the United States. Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen, Juliana Pena, I might be wrong, but I believe you're Mexican or whatever. Hey, Kayla's gonna send your ass back to Mexico, bro. Stupid bitch. Keep calling out Amanda Nunes like he didn't get fucking 50, what was it, 50-45? What, because you had a fluke win against her in your first fight against Nunes when she was clearly recovering from COVID. Shut up, man, Julia. Hey, Pena pisses me off. And I can't lie to you, yeah? I'll be honest, when I first found out about her, I thought she was good food. I thought she was decent. But I'm not going to lie. I don't even find Juliana Pena attractive anymore. I'm not even going to lie. And I don't know if it's because she's always just talking shit and talking out of her mouth. I don't know what it is, but I really just don't find her attractive anymore. Which doesn't really matter. She still gets paid whether or not I find her attractive or not. So, and she doesn't even know who the fuck I am. But I just thought I would say that because that's my opinion. But, yeah, man. Listen, when it comes to the hands, let's actually talk about the fight now, yeah? Like, jokes aside, yeah? Even though I don't really rate Juliana Pena. And she did not win that last fight. I don't care what anyone says. But let's see who it was against. It was against Pennington, yeah. I don't think Pena won that fight. That's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But yeah, Juliana Pena, Kayla Harrison. Juliana has the better hands. I'm not going to lie, she does. But does she have enough power to hurt and stop Kayla from coming forward? No, I don't think so. When it comes to the grappling and the wrestling exchanges, listen, I'm not going to lie, yeah. As much as I don't like Juliana, I don't think Kayla is going to be as easy for Kayla to dominate Juliana on the ground. However, with that being said, I still do see Kayla getting the finish. I think Kayla's probably going to come out, you know, pacing herself, see how the first round goes. Second round, pick up the pace a little bit. And then third round, I reckon Kayla's probably going to go for the finish. You know what I see happening? I see Juliana doing her boxing, you know, her fucking shit boxing that I think is fucking shit. Yeah. She's going to do her box, you know, throw her hands. And I think Kayla is not necessarily going to slip a shot, but in the midst of that, she's going to be able to close the distance, get on the inside, whether that's get a body lock or what's the words I'm looking for? Or maybe a double leg or a single leg. One of those three, I see that happening. She gets the takedown. Boom, from the takedown, she controls Juliana, lands a bit of ground and pound. I don't necessarily think Kayla will go for a submission, you know. I think she's probably going to go out there trying to make a statement. And I think, yeah, she's probably going to beat up Juliana Payne on the ground a little bit. And the ref is going to stop the fight due to Payne not fighting back. So I'm going to go with Kayla Harrison by TKO. I do think it is, listen, it's an interesting matchup because we have someone in Juliana Payne who is the more well-rounded mixed martial artist, and then we've got Kayla Harrison, who is very wrestling dominant. But listen, Kayla Harrison is the same weight as me, guys. Let that sink in, yeah? Like, look at me, bro. Look at me, yeah? Like, I don't know how tall Kayla Harrison is, but bruv, look at me and then look at Kayla Harrison. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, yeah? I know it's not all about muscles and strength, but girls. So Kayla walks around same weight as me, yeah. And guys, I'm yet to see live in the flesh, yeah. Because I've seen Kayla online, not in the flesh, but I'm yet to see live in the flesh a girl that weighs the same as me that looks like me. None of them look like me. Yeah, they might have big legs and that, but I'm talking about all round shape. Nah. There's even girls that weigh more than me that I make them look small. Even guys, there's guys that look bigger than me that I make them look small. Kayla is a fucking specimen, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So I think, but when she gets her hands on Juliana Payne, I think it's done. I ain't gonna lie to you. So that's my opinion. And I think, yeah, like I said, I think Kayla wins. Nothing is going to stop Kayla Harrison from becoming the world champion of the bantamweight division. She came to the UFC to achieve this exact thing, and you think you women are going to be able to stop this man, lady? Ha! The devil is a liar. You go see Juliana Payne. Ha! When you lose this one, you're going to be talking shit after. Nunes has to come back. Kayla, this, that. Don't want to hear it, bro. But that's my predictions and breakdown for that fight. We move on to the last fight on the card, which is, funny enough, another bantamweight title bout, which is obviously men's this time. We have Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. Listen, this fight, I do think it's going to be a bit different to the last fight. I know Merab has come out recently and said he was taking it easy with Sean O'Malley and he's going to go for the finish this time and he plans to strike a bit more. Bad idea. Number one, let's talk about him saying he's going to strike. Bad idea. You don't want to strike with Sean O'Malley for too long. I hate when guys say this, like Bilal with Jack Della Maddalena. These fucking guys, Bilal, Canelo hands. Hey, I'm going to do a separate video about that because he needs to stop fucking saying that. Bruv, your hands are nowhere near Canelo's. Like your box. Bruv, I'm going to keep it real. Yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not even a pro fighter yet, but I guarantee you my boxing is better than Bilal's. Bilal's boxing is... the way he hypes up his boxing, I know you have to believe in yourself and all that, but you're not that guy, bro. Stop hyping up your boxing like it's all that, because it's not. It's actually annoying, and stop fucking comparing it to Canelo. Because Canelo is on a hot... Bro, if you go in the ring with Canelo will smash you in probably 1 or 2 rounds, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He will break that jaw of yours, bro. But anyways, yeah, these guys that like to say... guys that are, I would say, Bilal is a more well-rounded mixed martial artist than Sean O'Malley. I mean, than Jack Della Maddalena. Same with Merab Dvalishvili. He's a more rounded mixed martial artist than Sean O'Malley in the sense of he can strike, he can wrestle, he can grapple, he can do all of that. Sean O'Malley can do these things and so can Jack. But the difference is their main strong point is their striking. Don't get me wrong, Bilal and Merab's strong points are the wrestling, but they can, in my opinion, they can mix it up better than Jack and Sean. You're not going to see Jack and Sean shoot for takedowns. They'll defend the takedowns all day and stop you from taking them down and maybe reverse position when they're on the bottom, but they are not going to shoot for a takedown. So my point is, Merab, if you're going to go into this fight and try to stand with someone who is clearly a well better striker than you, and that is their strong point, then you are a fucking dummy. I hate when these fighters do this. Do what works for you. Stop trying to prove points and be like, oh, don't get me wrong. If your striking was at the level of Sean O'Malley's, I'll be like, all day long, I'll be like, go on then, do that. But it's not. So it would be stupid for you to do that, bro. But if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. That's point number one. That's stupid. Number two, taking it cool. Maybe he was taking it easy, but we all need to understand something. Sean O'Malley actually had an injury going into that fight. I think something to do with his hip or whatever, and that's a serious injury. When I found out what it affects and whatnot, it's actually a serious injury. And personally, I don't think he should have gone into that fight. I understand why he did, but that sort of injury would have hindered you quite significantly. Listen, my problem is the takedowns. Sean needs to... Okay, this is what I will say. If Sean can implement his fighting style, how he usually does, he could actually stop Merab from shooting takedowns. But the reality is, Sean cannot be on the back foot for too long. He has to keep coming forward and he has to push Merab back. And something I've noticed about most of the best fighters in the world, when it comes to MMA, not boxing, because boxing is a bit different. You can use the ropes and whatnot. In MMA, it's different. You do not want to constantly keep getting backed up for multiple reasons. You get backed up towards the cage, you're in danger. You can get shots landed off on you on the cage. You can't really protect yourself. You're just there to be hit. It's not like a boxing ring where you can lean on the ropes and kind of, move. Another reason is the more you get pushed back to the cage, the more someone can shoot for takedowns. You don't want to be on the back, especially with someone like Merab. He's going to spam takedowns, so you don't want to get pushed back. Don't get me wrong, you can be a very good counter fighter and fight on the back foot, but in MMA, I don't really think being on the back foot is in your best interest. I'm not going to lie to you. Unless someone is very aggressive, like, for example, Jose Aldo and McGregor, or like Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. They were pushing forward, but they were doing it very aggressively. And, when someone's very aggressive, it's easier for you to see the shots come in and slip and count and whatnot. So, yeah, Sean has to be on the front foot in this fight. And I believe I said that for the last fight. If he can't get on the front foot, he loses this fight. I don't care what anyone says. Because Merab he's not going to be like a Bilal and come in and, maybe fake some takedowns and then strike with you. He's going to go straight for the takedown. So it's not even like he's going to leave room for Sean O'Malley to get the counters in the midst of the striking and mixing in the takedowns. So Sean has to be on the front foot. He has to be. If he's not on the front foot, he loses that fight. And listen, my gut's leaning more towards Sean, because I do feel like this fight will be a lot more different than the first fight. I think Sean will try to implement his game a lot more. He did. I know obviously styles make fights, and maybe Merab's style is what, hindered Sean O'Malley, because at the end of the day, some styles are kryptonite for other styles. Merab, to be honest, just has to go out and do the same thing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He doesn't have to change much. If anything, he doesn't have to change anything at all. It's Sean that has to change. And it's mad because with all these points, everything leans more towards Merab. But, guys, I can't go against the Sugar Show, man. I can't do that. You guys know I can't do that. So, I'm going, yeah. I'm not going to lie. The more and more we've been getting closer to this fight, I've been thinking, I feel like Sean O'Malley will get a third round stoppage, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I honestly think Sean's going to try and push for the finish in this fight. I don't think he's going to try and let it go 5 rounds, because the reality is, I'm not going to lie, if you go 5 rounds with Merab, you're probably going to lose that fight. So I think Sean is going to probably try and take him out in 3, step on the gas, be on the front foot. Sean needs to be moving. He needs to have his footwork and movement the way he usually does, because it's beautiful when Sean displays that. In his last fight against Marab, he didn't display any of that. And maybe it was because of the injury. It was something to do with his hip. I can't remember the exact injury. But now that he's healthy, I do honestly think we're going to see a different fight, man. I don't think it's going to be like the first fight at all. I think that's going to be mainly down to Sean O'Malley, not necessarily Marab. Because, again, people can come out and say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But at the end of the day, everyone has their game plan. And Marab doesn't really need to change anything, like, if we're being honest. So I'm going with Sean O'Malley to win via stoppage or TKO stoppage in the third round. I'm going to predict the Sugar Show to continue. Like and subscribe, guys. Comment below. That's my predictions for UFC 316. I'm obviously going to be dropping a lot more other content during the week, so look out for that. But it's Big Yems, guys. In a bit.